The blower motor in my 1997 Tacoma wouldn't work in the highest speed. I tried replacing the blower motor resistor first, that didn't work. So I tried replacing the blower motor itself and that didn't work. Section 1262 of the Haynes manual gives us a nice little schematic of the system. You can see that when the switch is in the high position, the motor should be getting 12 volts directly through that switch. And it's not for some reason. So we got to go hunting for an open circuit. I couldn't find any info online about this switch, so I decided to record my journey and share it with all of you. As you can see, this thing has seen some heat, and I didn't get it on video, but I tested this with a multimeter between the two terminals that should be tied together when the switch is in the high position, and I am indeed getting an open circuit. That means it is the switch at fault here, not wiring, not a connector between the switch and the motor. It's the switch itself. Just for clarity, it's the two largest terminals that should have continuity when the switch is in the high position. This little ball isn't supposed to be here. It's supposed to be on the end of that piece that moves, being pushed by a little spring into the plastic, and it falls into little grooves when you go from low speed, medium speed, high speed. Obviously mine had fallen out. The contact on the piece in my right hand, that piece of copper, is also on a little spring being pushed down into those copper traces on the bottom. So you can see how this thing is supposed to work. And it looks like this piece here is sunk down. Obviously it got hot from, I don't know, too much current, stiff motor, and it melted the plastic, and now it's sitting lower than the rest. So suspicious. Since that trace is the one that connects to the wire that goes to the blower motor, I suspect this is where our open circuit is. So I'm going to try to just use solder to build it up a bit, make it higher, make it make contact with that moving piece of the switch. See if it works. So even though I cleaned all the copper really well and I tried to sand it a little bit with sandpaper, it still wasn't taking the solder at all. It just would not get wet with solder. So had to bust out some flux. And that seems to be doing the trick. So now I got a nice proud piece of solder there, and there's no way that little piece of copper on top isn't going to make contact with that now. Can't forget that little ball that I found just sitting in there earlier. This is where it's actually supposed to go. Now we just got to stick everything back together and see if it works. We put the switch in the high position, and we're going to test for continuity between the two terminals that should be connected together when we got the switch in high, and we got it. That was open before, and it's a short now when the switch is in the high position. So looks like we might have fixed it. Time to put it back in the truck and find out for sure. It works! Hooray! Job done. Thanks for watching.